When you're attending a special event, like a wedding, Royal Ascot, the tennis at Wimbledon perhaps, then you want to arrive in something special. And there's nothing more special than a Rolls Royce Phantom. Of course, when you get to the event, you want to have a glass of bubbly or two, so you'd have a chauffeur leaving you to relax and recline in the back. Now, of course, there are probably no two Phantoms with the same interior. It's all about that bespoke choice to have what you want as an individual. However, you do all get in your rear seat a heated seat option, fan control, temperature control, and a volume control for the 18 speakers that fill the cabin with sound. From then on, the choices are endless. You can have 4 different rear seat combinations. This is the standard bench with a centre console that drops down. You can have the lounge bench where the seats both recline. You can have the thick 2 seats with a larger centre console, and then you can have sleeper seats where the seats actually go all the way back. Well, I think that might only be in the extended wheelbase version, which gives you another 9 inches of legroom if you really think you need it. Unfortunately, whilst this does have cup holders, it doesn't have the fridge for my champagne. That's an option I'd have to have. Nor does it have those lovely picnic tables, which I rather like, or TV screens to play my videos on. But perhaps what I would like most of all is my Starlight headliner with its 1,344 fibre optics bringing the sky above me to help me relax in the back. However, I'm not going to relax in the back today because my special event I'm visiting is a trip to the Silverstone Grand Prix Circuit. And as a proud member of the British Racing Drivers Club, I will be doing the driving. If you do spend all your time in the back seat of your Rolls Royce, then you're actually going to deprive yourself of this wonderful display in front of you. It really is a piece of art, and Rolls Royce actually call it their gallery, a seamless piece of glass that covers over the Phantom name, a clock which is a little bit further away than I'd like, the infotainment screen in the middle, then 3 lovely classic round dials. One for my power reserve, the other for my speed, and the third for the fuel level and the temperature gauges. And it's got this brushed aluminium here. You get lots of different surfaces, and also, of course, the organ stops to direct the cool air into my face. Of course, as it's a Rolls Royce, there's no tacky touchscreen. Instead, you have to open a little compartment in the middle to access your rotary control. Underneath us is an all-new BMW engineered aluminium space frame, which not only lightens the car, also adds more torsional rigidity. BMW, of course, now owning the Rolls-Royce brand. And underneath that long bonnet is, of course, a BMW engine, the 6.75-litre twin-turbo V12, which, according to Rolls-Royce, produces as much power as you need. We don't want these tacky figures with Rolls-Royce. But for those of you that insist on knowing, it's 571 horsepower and will launch the Phantom to 62 in 5.5 seconds. Not that you'd ever want to do it, because the passengers in the back would probably spill their champagne. This is for elegant cruising. Thanks to the double glazed windows and active air suspension, you cruise along in almost perfect silence, in opulent luxury. And it's that active air suspension that creates what they like to call their magic carpet ride. And that's sorted out by a flag bearer camera system that is always looking ahead of us and adjusting the shock absorbers before we get to the bumps. Don't know how it does that, but it works. The 8-speed automatic gearbox does its own sort of thing without you ever really knowing what gear you're in. There is, however, a low mode you can press, which increases the revs at which it changes up and gives it a certainly quite impressive new lease of life. While this new Phantom does have a slightly softer look with the Pantheon grille now moved back into the bodywork, you still have to remember it is a big car, just over 2 metres wide, 5.7 metres long, and yet it quite shocked me when I found out that that is how big a modern Grand Prix car is. Now I know why I complain Grand Prix cars are too big these days. They're as big as a Rolls Royce Phantom. Of course, the Phantom doesn't come cheap. And if you really do need to ask the price, well, you can't afford one. But just to let you know, they begin at over £300,000. Not only is this beautiful dashboard a treat for your eyes, when you look forwards you're spurred on by that famous Spirit of Ecstasy mascot on the bonnet. That mascot was actually an evolution of a design created in 1909 by the second Baron of Montague for his Silver Ghost. He commissioned the sculptor Charles Sykes, who used a model, Eleanor Thornton, who allegedly was having an affair with Montague at that time. And that mascot he created was once again a lady leaning forwards, well, this time with her clothes all swept just to one side and a single figure on her lips, symbolising a secret love affair. Now, back then, Rolls-Royce didn't have a mascot of their own, so they decided to commission Sykes to create their Spirit of Ecstasy. He used Eleanor again as the model, but this time with the lady leaning forward, the clothes billowed out on both sides of her body to create the wing-like effect that we see to this day. Sadly, there was a tragic end to the tale, because while travelling to India with Lord Montague, the ship was torpedoed by a German U-boat and sank. And whilst Montague survived, Eleanor very sadly drowned. Yet she lives on today at the front of every Rolls-Royce. Think Kate Winslet, Titanic, near, far, wherever you are. Right, time to use up some of that power reserve and get on my way to Silverstone. And cruise. And here we are, Silverstone, the famous wing pits. Although, quite surprised, there's not much traffic. I know we're early, but hardly anybody here. Where are all the Grand Prix cars? I could just see a lot of caterhams. That's Paul.
Keep jacking it up.
Paul, what are you doing here?
Well, racing the Caterham, of course.
Well, where's Lewis Hamilton?
You absolute muppet, the Grand Prix next week. It's Caterham's this week.
I suppose I have to watch you then.
He's a muppet, isn't he?
Oh, it's a bit disappointing. Wrong weekend.